This week on Cartoon Dumpster Dive, we cover the cartoon Bionic Six. Joel, are you ready for some 80s ass 80s?
80s
cartoons?
ass 80s.
Man, this is the most 80s fucking thing we've covered in a while.
Dude, this is like pinnacle of 80s.
This is the most peak 80s thing I've seen other than maybe Stranger Things. And that thing is like, remember the 80s? This motherfucker was in the 80s. And you're like, God damn, it sure was.
And
there is no more proof than I need than the theme song. So let's review that theme song.
Let's hit it. I thought this was different.
This is not the right intro, I think.
But this is German Hill. I couldn't find one that was like.
There we go.
We are a family. I fight for them, and they fight for me. As close as we can be. High in the mountains or deep in the sea. Bionic Six. We're all together. We fight for right. Bionic Six. We are so proud to be a super future family.
A family brought together by fate and given superpowers through the miracle of
Fuck yeah, dude. That 80s ass song.
That is a fantastic theme song. Fantastic.
Sorry about the German thing that came in, but
they won't hear that after the edit.
Okay. Well, now you have to keep it in. Otherwise, I'm going to look like a fucking schizophrenic. They're like, what German is Andrew talking about?
Accidentally played the German version. It was
still pretty 80s.
It was. Oh, I mean the instrumentals in this is just 80s through and through, man.
Oh, absolutely. I love it. Definitely, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
I was going for an
80s.
8 too. An 8, man. This song, it's going to be in my head for a week. Bionic Six.
Bionic Six. They fight for them. And wait, I fucked that up. I fight for them, and they fight for me. If we ever get told that we can't do theme songs anymore, I'm just gonna start singing them. Although if next episode, if you guys want me to, I'll sing the theme song. No music, just awkward
acapella,
bad notes and acapella, and you're just like, wow.
Just
so this is the future of Cartoon Dumpster Dive, huh?
I'll go ahead and stop listening now.
Just go ahead and unsubscribe.
Ooh, they've really went downhill. Ooh.
Andrew can't carry a tune in a bucket, which is true.
Yep.
So, Joel, how did this show get made?
Andrew, the late 80s was bionic crazy.
They were.
And maybe it had something to do with a little show known as The Bionic Man.
So was it originally The Bionic Man, or was it the $6 million Man first? Do you know? I don't know.
I always thought those was two separate, because you had Steve Austin, you had, the $6 million Man, but The Bionic Man was just a completely different show, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the same show.
Yep. Nope. You're right.
Because I thought that too. I did
forget
think
everything I just said.
Yeah, but yeah, the $6 million man took the 80s by storm. That was the sound he made when he moved.
Well, so this show was actually created by Ron Friedman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Ronald Reagan.
No.
Because guess what? This show has a toy line. So it is a 100%. Reagan show.
But so Ron Andrew,
yes,
who worked on G.I. Joe, Transformers, he wrote the original script for Transformers the movie.
That's right. We mentioned him in our episode where we talk about said movie.
So I saw an interview where he is talking about the idea behind this show came from what if Bionic Woman and Bionic Man came together for a show, and somehow this is what we got from that thought.
I mean, not the worst.
It is not. So it was produced by Universal Television. It was actually MA or something when it first came out, but that company was acquired by Universal, and TMS Entertainment out of Japan.
Okay. We talked about them last week, did we not?
We did.
Cyber 6. This is the show I thought Cyber 6 was before it was a totally different show. I was like, that's not about a family. That's about a lady.
Completely different. They did bring in Ozumu Dizaki to be the chief supervising editor for the style and the animation in this show. He was really big because he did some parlor kind of anime around Gojo 13 and Cobra.
Nice.
Which they look amazing. I mean, this show, the animation still kind of holds up. The design in this
show is pretty solid. It holds up pretty well. It's late 80s, so they really have a handle on the style of effects they use in 80s shows. So a lot of the episodes are 80s animation movie quality, and they're probably not that expensive.
No, it ran in syndication for 2 seasons, total of 65 episodes. Original air date was April 19th, 1987, and then ended in November 12th, 1987. It is... Nice. It's wild to imagine a cartoon, really any show nowadays, that you're going to get 2 seasons in the span of basically 8 months, 7 months.
And also just to be you need to make 65 episodes.
Yeah.
Because that's still an overhaul of money. To give an animation studio just to, because I mean right now at a maximum you're gonna get 13.
Yeah.
And you better kill it. You're not gonna see numbers like this probably ever again.
No.
Nobody's really gonna be unless it's self-funded or a self-funded project or a YouTube animator. Nobody's getting 65 episodes at the start. No way.
No. But, the main goal of this, you've already said, it was to sell toys, merchandise.
It did.
Yeah, and it did.
I never had a Bionic 6, but I also was 2 years away from being born when this show was out. So that's probably a lot of what happened, of why I don't have one. I wonder if this will be one of the series that my dad listens to later and goes, you were actually really into Bionic 6 when it was out. And I'm like, of fucking course I was. Because that happened with Pirates of the Dark Water. He listened to that and he was just like, actually, you liked it as a kid. I liked it. And I was like, well, apparently on the rewatch, I was not a fan. So, or I was. I don't remember. Listen to the episode and tell me all about it.
Our brains change a lot from when we're like 3.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, I think I was like 3 or 4 years old. Being like, I want to be a pirate.
I want to be on the 7 seas, singing my
In a way,
shanties.
I am a pirate, and that is precisely how this show is possible.
Oh,
No, I'm not like. You think I shanghaied a Navy ship full of VHSs to watch Bionic 6? Or
just
I be taking this nostalgia booty for myself.
I need all your VHSs.
You sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I can't do accents, Andrew.
Arg.
Get to
me timbers.
Get to the ship.
Get to the ship.
I have scurvy.
It's not a tumor. It's scurvy. New reoccurring character, Captain Arnold Schwarzenegger.
just a bunch of pirate theme replacements of
You
his
have to be
famous
the
lines.
worst pirate I've ever heard of. Oh, but you've heard of me. Yes. Batten down the hatches. The Navy's coming on the port side. God, we gotta get Arnold Schwarzenegger in a pirate movie like fucking tomorrow. Oh,
He's too old, man.
no.
He ain't
I
got
mean,
no
he is
more-
old.
He ain't got no sea legs. What are you talking about?
Sure, he's from Austria. He knows.
What?
It's a city that has it's from a country that is close to water, so he could possibly have had naval experience. Also, he's rich, so he's got to have a boat.
I just feel like because when you get older, you're more susceptible to like vertigo. I feel like
Whatever. Fucking Mr. Olympia as a pirate. Make it happen, Hollywood. I'm
would
sure
love
he'd
it.
do it. He did that shitty series, Fubar. I'm sure if we wrote him a script where he was a pirate, we could get him to do it.
Yeah, but we're like you've got to really lean into the Arnold like voice. You
said you boys wrote a podcast about cartoons. How did you get in here? And wow, apparently I can only do an exaggerated Arnold Schwarzenegger because that was terrible.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody, it was a pretty good Austria accent. So
not too shabby, not too shabby. Okay, well, we need to get back to
get
Bionic
to the
6
voice
and
actors
not
now, Andrew. Get to the voice actors now.
Get to the voice actors now. Shiver me timbers.
Arg.
Arg. So the voice cast for Bionic 6 is Norman Bernard is IQ, JD Bennett. We have Carol Bingler is Helen Bennett, Mother 1, SPL Computer, Bank Client, Flamethrower, Mule Computer. Samantha Paris is Meg Bennett. Alicia, Meter Maid and a Museum Guard. Alan Oppenheimer is Professor Amadeus Sharp.
Amadeus.
Hal Rail is Eric Bennett, Sport 1. Bim Bob Joe Capola. King Jonathan Nicholas Nickelby. And let's see, we have Brian Tochi is worst named team member. We'll get to that when we talk about the show. Karate 1.
Hiya.
John Stephenson, he has a lot. He's Bionic 1, Jack Bennett, Clunk, Scarab's Computer, General Bringling, Dr. Johnson, Narrator, Alien, the list goes on. Frank Welker is Mechanic, Glove, Chopper Dog, a bunch of animals. And then finally we have Jim McGregor as Dr. Scarab. Which I gotta say, he in my eyes, he did not do a good job. It's just real recognize real.
Either he phoned it in or he's a terrible voice actor.
He talked too fast, in my opinion. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay, for their other works, we have Norman Bernard as Brian Thompson in Twisted Justice.
Nice.
Carol Billinger is Chuck's girl in Blazing Stewardess.
Okay.
Samantha Paris is Roxanne Pellegrini in Gem.
Okay.
Alan
nice.
Oppenheimer was the same professor in The $6 Million Man and The $6 Million Woman. So he has been in all three Bionic things.
All right.
I mean, that's a cool little thing to be known for. Hal Ray is Arzon in Visionaries, Knights of the Mystic Lights.
Yes.
Brian Tochi is the voice of Leonardo in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 1990.
Oh, awesome.
John Stephenson is Mr. Arbol in Charlotte's Web. Frank Welker was Miles in the 1972 Now You See Him, Now You Don't. And finally, Jim McGregor was a writer on Super Chicken.
Super Chicken.
Super Chicken. So let's talk about this show for a sec.
Okay.
First of all, Dr. Scarab has nothing to do with Egypt.
No.
Just throwing that out there. He is brothers with the professor that helped Jack Bennett, a.k.a. Bionic 1, help his family get bionic parts after they all went through a skiing accident in the Himalayas. And I believe they were, which is another 80s thing, I believe.
Skiing and Himalayas.
I feel like skiing got real popular in the 80s.
It did. Yep.
Now, the time frame is in the near future. All we know really is it's sometime after 1999. I'm going to guess it was around, I think it's around Stranger Things. And that way we can explain why everybody looks and talks like they're from the 80s.
Okay.
Look, we trying to connect some dots here, God damn it, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
They knew.
So who are the Bionic Six? Joel?
Who?
Well, I'll tell you right now. We got Jack Bennett. Bionic 1 he's a lot of things. He's an engineer, he's an expert test pilot, and he's also a secret agent.
Oh. For who?
I assume the USA.
Okay.
He has bionic eyes, along with all of them have bionic super strength, but a lot of them have a little extra. It includes X-ray vision, telescope sight, and energy blast.
Okay.
We have Helen Bennett, aka Mother One. She's Jack's wife. She is an oceanographer. She has ESP powers that occasionally let her see the future. Also, she can create holograms with her mind. That is her special bionic. How does that work? I don't know. I don't know how a bionic implant can make you see the future, but she can. And it's only slightly in the future, so
maybe it's because of the radiation from all the nuclear energy powering them.
Could be. We have Eric Bennett, aka Sport One.
Ooh.
He is Jack and Helen's son. at the local Albert Einstein High School.
Oh, he must be smart.
Not really. But anyway, he has the power to like magnets, but not very strong. And he primarily fights with a baseball and a baseball bat, and he hits baseballs at robots' heads.
Okay. I feel like there's a more effective way of doing that. But
they had to lean into sport. He had already gotten his nickname, and his dad handed him a bat and a ball. And he's like, "Can I be Bionic too?" He's like, "I already made the lapels."
Sorry, you're sport
sorry,
one.
son. No.
Get used to it.
Yeah, we have Meg Bennett, who's Rock 1. She's Jack and Helen's daughter, Eric's younger sister. She is prone to the habitual use of the future slang solar, which is comparable to awesome. She also has sonic beams, blaster units that can be mounted on her shoulders.
Cool.
We have James Dwight Corey. It's also known as JD. His name is the only one without a 1 in it. He is IQ. He is Jack and Helen's remarkably intelligent, adopted African-American son. He enjoys boxing, although he is not very good at it. Although all of the Bionic Six guys have super strength, he seems to be the only one. He is stronger than the rest, and he's also super intelligent. I don't know if that is because of his bionic implant or not.
Okay.
Bunjiro Tasakara, a.k.a. Karate 1, is Jack and Helen's Japanese foster son. Okay. Real bold.
Can I take a guess on his power?
Sure.
Does he got kung fu action?
He's got it. Yep. He is a formidable martial arts prowess, and his hands bionics. He is the most agile of the 6. Oh, boy.
The 80s.
Like, even in the 80s, calling an Asian person Karate 1, I'm like, that, even then, I'm like, that is bold. But I digress. So we have Dr. Scarab as our villain. He's just a fat professor who wants to steal the Bionic Six for their bionic part. See, why is it every evil professor is just a shitty professor who needs to steal work? I can only think of like 2 off the top of my head. Dr. Eggman. Dr. Eggman is like the only one that I can think of that doesn't steal work. But Dr. Wily from Mega Man, he made that robot disease so he could steal all the robot masters.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why are you guys just smart enough to steal smarter ideas? Why don't you apply yourselves a little harder? Because haven't you ever noticed that they're all like cheaters, or they do some underhanded bullshit, and the only difference between them and the regular professors, like the good guy professors, like, oh, I just studied harder. You know, it just kind of clicks with me. Fucking technobabble robotic bullshit.
It's because stealing and stuff like that is evil, Andrew. And if you wanna be like the good guy, you gotta put in that good hard effort.
Maybe that is the lesson. That good people put in good work.
Yep.
Anywho, he has his henchmen are Glove, a purple skinned villain, and his left hand is a blaster glove. Does not explain why he's purple. Madam O is the only female member of the villains. She calls everyone darling. I didn't see when the original X-Men came out, but I felt like it was like either she's a proto rogue calling everybody sugar, or I'm making connections that aren't there.
I bless your heart, darling.
Mechanic, my favorite of all of them, is their dumb fucking mechanic. It's just like, hey there, boys.
I love those villain stereotypes. The dumb one.
I love me a dumb goon henchman.
I know.
It's definitely like number one on. But this guy is like, he's supposed to be a capable mechanic. And then Clunk is a patchwork monstrosity who appears to be made out of living glue.
Glue?
Yes.
All right. Someone's sniffing some glue then.
Ooh,
is that his superpower? You just get so high?
It should have been.
We got him.
So, okay. Most of these episodes are exactly what you think they are. It's a different problem every week. They use their Bionic. Oh, yeah. They also have the Sailor Moon budget saving transformation. Bionic on. And they have rings. They got all the 80s stuff.
That all the kids wanted.
All the kids need rings, fucking attachments for their action figures, catchphrases that don't make any goddamn sense. Get yourself a Solar Bionic 6 with fucking dookie firing action off their bionic butts. And there's some stupid shit like that. But I will say, all their episodes are very generic. They're always just something like, let's just use science and our bionic powers to save the day, except for the very last episode.
Okay.
The series finale of this show is, it's called That's All, Folks.
Okay.
Hold on, let me just. So JD and Bungie attend a retirement party for the greatest cartoonist in the world, Flub Fleming. What happens is Fleming announces that he actually wasn't retiring. He was forced out. And this one fat lady who just was like, nobody was watching your cartoons because you don't fit the demographic anymore.
Oh.
And Fleming is just like, people don't want to watch. It's like, you guys don't want to make cartoons to make kids laugh anymore. You want to sell them a bunch of products. And I'm like, oh shit, this show is calling out itself, but also other shows. And he's just like, I'm done with y'all. I'm going to another place. And he zippers into another dimension and leaves.
Wow.
And so they're just like, now they're just like, Dr. Scarab is like, I gotta find this dimension gun so I can do nefarious shit with it. But they end up like, in the Bionic Six are like, we need to go investigate what the hell just happened. And they learn about wormholes and stuff. And then they find the dimension and they go into it, and it's the Looney Tunes realm.
Yeah.
And they turn into Looney Tunes too. So it's a different animation style. And it's like Dr. Scarab and Glove and Clunk. They're all there, and they're all they put the effort to make them look like Looney Tunes and stuff, and like they got their copyright safe Elmer Fudd, and they got Ernest Elephant, Clucky Duck, and some skunk that's supposed to be Bugs Bunny. And then they go through some like cartoon hijinks, like Acme delivers them a gun. And once the day is saved, they're just like, I thought, like, IQ is just like, I thought about this. Those characters didn't know they were in a cartoon. Maybe we're in a cartoon. And they're all like, nah, we're not in a cartoon. And that's how the series ends. Yeah. A pretty subtle, but not bad fourth wall joke, too.
Yeah.
And basically, this series got canceled. It didn't get canceled. It was made for its purpose. It ran, and then it was done.
That's it.
And do I see a movie? Like, do you think? No, I don't either. No. I think this show is like if you're like, hey, what was 80s animation like? You're just like, you should watch Bionic 6.
Yes.
And like, it's more 80s than G.I. Joe and Transformers and all that shit combined. Because it's like, I feel like they got everything down to a science when they made it. Because we're at the pretty much the end of the 80s.
Yeah.
Right here in 1987. Cold War's almost over. I think he's got 2 more years left, actually.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall.
And also check out Bionic 6. I really think you commies will love it. Actually, that's what made them stop, was cool action figures. They were like, maybe capitalism isn't so bad. Have you seen the G.I. Joe and Transformers? And then one was like, I'm partial to Bionic 6 myself.
Those karate one with karate action.
Duh, I like karate 1 too. You know what? Take down the Berlin Wall. I think we can come to a compromise. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
6.
Thank you, Bionic 6. You saved the world from a nuclear holocaust that historians would have said would have set us back hundreds of years.
Oh, that's funny.
So, Joel,
yes,
it's time for your new reoccurring segment. Reviews that are Bionic 10 and reviews that are Bionic 1. Is that a rehash of last week where I just did that with the word cyber? You're goddamn right it is.
So, Andrew, on IMDb, this thing has an overall rating of 7.3 out of 10.
That's not bad. That's fair. That's fair for what this is, because it is fairly entertaining.
Yes. Again, Andrew, this is one that I cannot find a 1-star review.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Yeah. It seems like this thing just has a lot of love for the people that remember it. I think everybody kind of agrees that it's not the best, but it's not the worst.
It's definitely like, it's something to watch. It's like a good background show. I mean, if you could find all 65 of them.
Yes. So this is the only 10 out of 10 called An Honest Review. Like so many others, I loved this cartoon as a kid, and if I ever get into office, I am going to end the regulations that ended Saturday morning cartoons. And I could probably win an election using that as a single issue platform. So, note to self. I was about 7 when this was on TV. It's a cartoon made for children about that age. This is a cartoon about a man that was turned into a cyborg in an experiment and then took his family on a ski trip only to have his family all die in an avalanche, and then in order to bring them back to life, turn them into cyborgs as well. And this was a cartoon made for children, and I had a couple of toys that came with it. So yeah, my parents would let me watch it at a young age, but no way is my sister letting her kids watch a cartoon with a plot like that. That's the review.
He's 44 years old, so he could technically run. Not technically, he meets all the requirements for running for president, provided he was born here. You have to be born here, and you have to be over 35. Anybody wanting to get into the world of politics.
I don't think he's going to win with the platform of bringing back Saturday morning cartoons, though.
You don't think so? Like, no, just like bringing back Reagan administration Saturday morning card. If he phrases it that way, he might get like a few people.
We want Reagan shows back. Bring them back.
It's like, do you remember the Reagan administration? I know a lot was bad, but we did get G.I. Joe and Transformers, and they're just like, you know what?
So
we could probably handle it again.
You mean we're gonna get better Transformers? Let's go.
Are you telling me they're gonna bring that shit back? Oh hell yeah!
What, more He-Man? Yes.
Sign my fat ass up. That's what they'll say.
Take all my money.
Yeah.
But that's it for the reviews, Andrew.
You got any closing thoughts on old Bionic 6?
I mean, we've said it. This is just pure 80s. If you're a fan of the 80s, you just like the nostalgia of it, go watch it. I mean, it's a trip down memory lane. I mean, it's not too shabby. I wouldn't say don't watch all 65 episodes.
No, watch a handful. You can find them.
Watch a handful, then go watch the very last episode. I think that one
the last episode is the one where it's at.
Yeah.
To me, that's the best one.
That one's just incredible. So at least watch that one. You, Andrew?
Yeah, I enjoyed this week's. I'm glad I know that there's a Cyber 6 and a Bionic 6. I feel like two different people would enjoy both, but they were both. I thought one was going to be good and one was going to be bad, and we could if we were smarter, we could have made this a junkyard brawl. Maybe you know what? If you want us to do a junkyard brawl between it anyway, we will.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot shorter.
Like top minutes.
No, I mean we would still be able to do everything, but like the history, we would already have covered both, so it'd be a little shorter. But
it would be.
No, check it out. It's good, especially that last episode. That last episode is really cool.
It is.
So yeah, that about wraps up Bionic 6.
That's it.
There's 6 of them. They're bionic. They fight for right. You know what you could fight for? Being one of our Patreon subscribers by going to patreon.com/cartoondd. There we have a $5 tier that gets you stickers and pins, access to our Discord, bonus episodes, and regular episodes with extended audio. It adds nothing to the show, but I hear it's fun. If you would like to make a request, you can go to cartoondumpsterdive.com. There you can request a cartoon for us to cover, have 2 cartoons go head-to-head in a junkyard brawl, or find us something to interview. I keep forgetting to schedule up something with the guy who actually wanted to be on the show. I need to get back with him soon. We have a X. It's handle CartoonDD. We are Cartoon Dumpster Dive on all other social media platforms. I prefer Instagram and TikTok over all the other ones. So I really want more people to follow us there just because I have more fun on that one.
Yep.
We always appreciate it if you would give us a 5-star review on the podcasting platform of your choice, so we don't get into a skiing accident and have to become a bionic podcast. Bionic Cartoon Dumpster Dive. Ba 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 boo. Have a great rest of your week.
And see you.
This has been a Lugho podcast.